With more than 250 ethnic groups, Nigeria is a deeply divided state that faces numerous conflicts that drive the country toward instability and chaos. Each ethnicity has their own unique language, custom, and religion, and prefer to live by themselves and refrain from contacting other ethnic groups. As a result, there is constant ethnic-based civil wars that undermine the legitimacy of the government. Elections and legislative procedures are so divided that it makes basic governing of Nigeria extremely difficult. The three largest ethnic groups in Nigeria are the Hausa Fulanis, Igbos, and Yorubas. Much of the conflict stems from distrust and growing suspicion between the ethnic groups and the fear of one group dominating the others. These ethnic clashes often cause insecurity among the ethnic groups, which eventually culminates into violence. On March 7, 2017, violence broke out in the Yoruba city of Ile-Ife in Osun State, where at least 46 people were killed and almost 100 wounded in a violent clash between the Yoruba and Hausa people. The dispute began when Yoruban Bisi Adisa accused a Hausa trader of sexually assaulting his wife. The kinsman of the Hausa man ganged up in defense, and the Yoruba man was killed in the process. The corpse of the Yoruba man was paraded around the area, greatly angering the Yoruban people. As a result, the people in the region organized themselves into two groups that battled against each other as crowds rampaged through the city, wielding cutlasses and throwing stones at each other. Here is a video on this conflict.
The area of Ile-Ife in Osun State is being deserted as residents of the Hausa community are leaving gradually. They're moving away as a result of the ethnic clash which rocked the ancient city on Wednesday. The Sabo and Obalufon areas bore the brunt of the crisis. Several commercial buses are lined up to transport them as they seek solace elsewhere.
50% of Nigerians are Muslims, 40% are Christians, and 10% believe in native religions. Majority of Nigerian Muslims are found in the north, while Christians are found in the south, which emphasizes how ethnic tensions and religious conflicts often go hand in hand. Here is a video on Muslim-Christian violence in Jos, Nigeria.
Fires on the streets of Jos, the aftermath of more violence in this flashpoint for religious tension. As members of the city's Muslim community gathered for early morning prayers, they were attacked with stones and gunfire. Security forces struggled to retain control as the clashes quickly spread to neighbouring areas. Police say some 60 cars were set on fire. More than 30 people had to be treated for gunshot wounds. Home to large Christian and Muslim communities, religious violence has become a common occurrence in Jos. Last March, 500 people were brutally murdered in nearby Dogo-Nohawa. Since then, the city has seen frequent outbursts of violence, all leading to loss of life. It's an additional headache for President Goodluck Jonathan, coming after last week's attack on the UN compound in Abuja. The Islamist militant group Boko Haram said it carried out the bombing that killed 23 people. But the tensions in Jos aren't a new problem, nor are they easy to resolve. Calm has been restored for now, but security will remain tight as distrust among the different ethnic and religious groups remains high.
On May 30th, 1967, the Republic of Biafra was established in Nigeria by Colonel Ojukwu in order to combat Muslim Hausas from massacring Christian Igbos. In June, war broke out between Nigeria and Biafra. Biafra was deprived from its only source of revenue, its oil fields, and as a result were unable to import food, which led to mass starvation. In 1970, Biafra surrendered to Nigeria. Since then, the Nigerian government has tried to become a more successful and unified country by reaching out to foreigners for help, especially from Europeans and North Americans. Nigeria created the Organization of African Unity, or OAU, to help unify poorer states with Africa as a whole and also create financial programs to assist poorer states. The government aims to improve the living conditions of Nigerian states to prevent future breakages. People have been forced to flee their homes due to violence between the Muslim herdsmen and Christian farmers. For years, cattle herding Fulani and settled farmers have clashed over land use in southern Nigeria because of lower rainfall, advancing desertification, and overgrazing. These problems drive herdsmen towards fertile lands in the south of Nigeria, and violence soared during the harvest season between farmers and herders. Farmers accuse herders of damaging crops and allowing their animals to run wild. They are also angry that their women found alone in farms are raped by these herders. Other violences that herders had been accused of include committing robbery and murder. If farmers question herdsmen would take out their guns to shoot at them. Herdsmen falsely claim that the guns are used to protect their cows, but they are actually used for acts of violence against farmers. Angry farmers say they have been betrayed by the state because the police forces are unwilling and incapable of protecting farmers from Fulani herdsmen. As a result, conflicts between farmers and herders cost the country around $14 billion annually.